So I was given this topic, parent-teacher partnership, building the future in the new now in education. So I think this topic is very important these days because of the very unique setting, learning environment that we're going to have in the first few months and weeks, maybe, or yeah, months, weeks, and months of our academic year. Secretary Briones already announced that our school, especially the public schools, no, will be opening school August 24. And she mentioned also either full online or mixed or practicing social distancing depending on where the school is found. No, if it's in an area where there's no COVID patient, no number, then they could probably go have physical school. But for those in high risk areas like Manila, Calabarzon, and other provinces in the country, we most likely we will be starting this online learning. So this is the quote unquote new now that we are in, this in education. So for the meantime, I'd like you to just watch this video. I love going to boardteachers.com or the Facebook page of board teachers just because it's like a self-aware account where we realize that, hey, we look at ourselves as teachers from a different perspective. So let me just play this video.
Google it. You know the rules. We're going to act as if we are really in school. At school, you guys just get to go in and out the refrigerator as you please? No, you don't. So get out the kitchen. Your lunch is at 11:15. Hello, Miss Hawkins. Hey, Mr. Jones. Hey. Sit down. Don't you come over here to my desk. Hello, Miss Hawkins. This is Mr. Jones, LeBron James' father. First off, I just want to say, God bless you. Can you please forgive me for all the times I refused to listen when you tried to warn me about how bad my child really is? You better be in there doing your work. I know that.
How long do we have to do it?
Until this period is over.
How long is that?
However long it takes me to finish my show. What?
What's something I can do for extra credit?
I don't know. Do the dishes. And don't interrupt me again. I'm in my planning period. Hello, Miss Hopkins. This is Mr. Jones. I know this is about right there. I don't know, 13th time that I've called you today, but get down! Do y'all act like this is school? Now, calm down. Y'all keep this up, I'm gonna call you real teacher.
All right, and here's another graphic also from the same page, board teachers. So parents in February, medyo parang nilalangaw ang ating PTC, no, ating parent-teacher conference. Pero pagdating ng May, no, or maybe pagdating ng June or August, yung linya ng mga parents mas hahaba na to thank us because what's happening now is that the parents are the ones becoming the teachers, no? As you also saw in the video earlier, it's the parents, si Mr. Jones, is already the one trying to manage his own child's learning and schedule, no? Paano nga naman daw ba pumasok sa Google Classroom? Eh, syempre sasabihin ng tatay, di Google it. O nga naman, ano? So, let me define first what partnership is. So, I went to Wikipedia, and this is the best definition of partnership that I found because other definitions of partnership that you'll find online are very legal and business oriented. So, but this one is still business, but basically the education is a business too, right? So Wikipedia entry says a partnership is an arrangement where parties known as business partners agree to cooperate to advance their mutual interests. And this is something that we cannot forget because our school, our education, the education that we provide our students is really a partnership between who? The partnership between the teachers and the parents. So it's an arrangement. So the parents expect us to perform some roles, and we as teachers, we also expect the parents to do their roles. And I'm sure those who are here attending the webinar are also parents themselves. And this is a challenge for teachers slash parents in the online distance learning because you are doing work from home as a teacher, and then your child is also doing some learning on his or her own. So, and what's important here in our partnership with the parents and the parents with us, the teachers, is that we have a mutual interest. We have one goal to achieve that we want to achieve for the child, for the student, for our client. And what is that? Learning. That's what we want to do. And that's our goal as teachers, learning. And it differs across the subjects. In science, they learn something else. In math, in English, in Filipino, the learning competencies are different. So that's what we have to deliver in this partnership. And we know for a fact we're all teachers. We all studied in a teacher education institution. And in foundations of education, this is something that was also taught to us that parents are technically the primary educators. The children is born to the parents into a family, and the parents are the ones who teach the child in the first 4 years, in the formative years, what they need to do, right? They learn how to say mama, papa, and other things. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. They also know this. Asa ng ilong, where's your nose? Oh yeah, so the parents also teach, no, the children parts of the body, their first words, how to speak, how to get food. So they are really primary educators. And teachers are secondary. The parents hire us so that we could provide a more structured education for their children because they're now busy. They cannot anymore. Kayo ba? Yung mga, lalo na yung mga grade school teachers, mga elementary ed, matuturo nyo ba ang trigonometry sa anak nyo? Mahirap. So you want to hire a school, an institution, a structured formal education so that the child learns all of these topics properly in the most proper way using the most proper pedagogy. So this is the reality about education, no? So primary educators are the parents, they're the first, no? I put there the how do you call that, the award first, and the second, uh, it's our secondary are the teachers. And effective education is the partnership between these two groups or these two partners, not the parents and the teachers. And for that effective education to to happen, you need to collaborate. You need to There has to be a homeschool collaboration, a homeschool partnership. So my subtitle here is syncing school expectations with the home and vice versa. So we have to sync this what is expected at home and what is expected in school. So this homeschool collaboration is not just an idea or a concept that we apply because it's online distance learning. This homeschool collaboration is a concept, it's an education concept, whether learning is done in school or it is online distance learning. So we do this by having our PTCs. And I'm sure when you have your PTCs, for if you meet a parent, for example, for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, the only amount of time that the parents allot for grades is 5 minutes. After the fifth minute, ayan na, nagtatanong na si parent, kamusta naman yung anak ko? Ang behavior niya. Yan ang mga concerns ng mga parents, yung behavior. Ultimately, at the back of their heads, kahit na sabihin mong they are concerned with the academic achievement of their child, they know naman the academic achievement kasi binabalik naman natin yung test scores. But we don't have test scores, so to speak, for their behavior. So that's what they want to ensure. Kasi they know as primary educators, we need to bring up our child to become responsible citizens of the country and to become, hopefully later on also, become future catalysts, no, game world changers, no, that the world needs nowadays, no. And this is what they do. That's why we have homeschool collaboration. That's why we schedule PTCs. Other than talking about grades, we also talk about behavior. Because in the normal setup, in the classroom setup, in the traditional setup, the students are with us 8 hours a day or 6 hours, depending on the shift, no? And that's what, 8 times 5, that's most of the life of a child. They spend more time in school than at home. So we have more power, so to speak, more to develop the discipline and the behavior of the students. And that's why we need to sync Because kailangan pareho yung goals natin sa school sa goals nila sa bahay. Whenever we go to PTC, we always ask the parent, what is your goal for your child? Para sa school, ganun din yung ma-imbibe natin sa kanila. So we always meet halfway or at least know what they want so we can deliver also at home. Ang hirap na sa school, ito yung tinuturo natin na rule, pero sa bahay, lenient sila, hindi fina-follow. Mahirap mag-train ng ganon. That's why we need to collaborate. Again, all these in the name of character education. And how do we sync? That's why we communicate. That's why we have your PTCs. But you probably know now that being in online distance learning, this may be more challenging, so to speak, because there's no structure, there's no PTC, hindi naman tayo mag-zoom with all the parents, no, video conference, and then invite all the parents there, and then give each one feedback, no? It's very difficult to be able to conduct this. So this is the challenge of being online, at least for the first few months, no, of the school year. And we have to understand that this character education is a shared responsibility. And this parent teacher partnership has 3 C's. These 3 C's are the things that we have to remember in our partnership with the parents and the parents with us. Collaboration, consistency, and communication. And let's discuss first the first two, collaboration and consistency. I want to discuss these two simultaneously because they are, how do you call that? They work together. Because when I discuss the collaboration, the consistency comes in also. So let's understand the role again of parents as primary educators. So they provide the informal education, transferring of values, building character, developing habits, study habits, for example, and they support the formal structured education that we teachers provide them. Follow up on homework and provide the materials needed for learning. Yung mga kailangan nilang bilhin sa National Bookstore para sa kanilang TLE project, music project, and science project. And something that we should probably review nowadays is the legal reference, the Batas Pambansa 232, which is an act providing for the establishment and maintenance of an integrated system of education, Section 14. This is a good BP 232, very good to review nowadays so that we review really what are the expectations, no, from parents and teachers. And for parents individually or collectively through the school system shall help carry out the educational objectives in accordance with national goals. So wala talaga silang choice but to support us. And if their parents here, yes, your goal is to support the school so that we could provide the education that they need. Parents, number 2, parents shall be obliged to enable their children to obtain elementary education and shall strive to enable them to obtain secondary and higher education in the pursuance of the right formation of the youth. So this is basic. At least obtain elementary education degree or certification for everyone. And to strive also to push them to receive secondary and higher education. So that's one. And the third, parents shall cooperate with the school in the implementation of the school program, curricular and co-curricular. So the parents should support, for example, that in the attendance of the in-school activities, intramurals, JS prom, and all of these things, the parents have to be supportive of all these activities and cooperate. So good review, right? And for teachers, as secondary educators, as mentioned already earlier, we are the ones providing the formal and structured education. We're the ones preparing the lesson plans. We ensure that the child learns concepts and topics appropriate to their age. We formally assess what they understood, guide students having difficulty in answering formative assessments, provide a setting conducive for learning, So not just the teachers. For the last bullet, it's not the teacher's role, but sure, we are required to decorate the classroom, no. But the shell, the base of the learning environment, really is also the school administrator's task, to provide electric fans or air conditioning depending on your school's capacity, and conducive for learning. That's why we practice classroom management, because we want basically a conducive learning environment. So the one in yellow, the first four sub bullets of the main bullet: preparing lesson plans, ensuring the child learns, formally assess what they understood, guide students. These are the things that we can still carry over if we go on an online distance learning. But the last one is not something that we can already provide. And this is a role that we will have to transfer to the parents, because this transfer of roles is brought about by the new learning environment. It's not anymore the school that will be the setting of their learning, but their home. So you can already sense, this level of collaboration that we need to make together with the parents. So this transfer of roles, because in school it's a very conducive learning environment, right? Discipline is facilitated because the school has a lot of rules and regulations. But now, wala na tayong rules and regulations for public display of affection. Wala nang ganon. Marami sa school handbook natin, sa school rules and regulations, that are not anymore applicable, if not all, are not anymore applicable to a home setting. So, ngayon, yung task na to, this conducive learning environment and disciplining, is now transferred to the home. So we have to make the home a conducive learning environment. And we need the parents' cooperation, of course, to also instill some level, some degree of discipline facilitated by certain routines. So later I'll discuss in more detail. So it's important in this collaboration that we understand the role of the teacher and the role of the parents. Because hindi pwede naman siya na mag-overlap. Mahirap yung partnership na ganon. And in any group work, di ba mahilig tayong mga teachers, mahilig tayo magpa-group work. At ayaw natin ng mga buhat na mga group mates, di ba? So, we want to delegate task para walang ganung buhat, walang nag-overlap na task. Para yung collaboration, yung setting ng collaboration is perfect. That's why group works are very important, not just for cooperation, but for collaboration. No? So for teacher's role, ano ba ang role ng teacher in this group work, in this partnership that we're doing? Three major things, no? Teach, assess, provide. Teach, of course, we're the teachers. No, we teach synchronously if possible via video conferencing app, or we can teach also asynchronously using pre-recorded lecture videos. Ni-record natin sarili natin, in-upload natin sa YouTube. Parang ganito, no? Pero itong ginagawa ko ngayon, synchronous to, ha? So, I think understood na this is a synchronous learning. Pero later on, kung gusto niyo itong panoorin ulit or i-share niyo yung link dito sa YouTube link na to, share niyo sa mga teachers na hindi naka-attend ngayon, magiging asynchronous na siya. Okay? And then we teach also by preparing the learning resource materials to supplement our lectures. You know naman that in this online distance learning, very difficult for students to just rely on a single video. So this online distance learning, ang importante din dito yung mga supplementary materials na ibibigay natin sa kanila that they can read on their own, or another video by a different teacher like from Khan Academy, or yung ibang mga nasa massive open online courses, mga MOOCs. Tapos, or yung mga presentations, so for public school teachers, you have so many presentations available in the DepEd Commons. Na-check ko na yon. Nakita ko naman yung mga available resources doon. So not sticking only to the ones that you made, but also using other materials. And as teachers, especially in this online distance learning mode, we teach students proper online behavior and protecting one's data privacy. This one is very important. I think a parent just message me about the importance of teaching the students proper online behavior, and very important. No, I think this is the best time also for us to teach digital citizenship to our students. Maraming mga resources online about how to teach students digital citizenship, because this is consider social media, consider the online world as that, a world of its own. And being a world, there's a certain citizenship in that world. That's why we call it digital citizenship. So we have to also make them responsible digital citizens. And of course, part of our role is to make ourselves available for consultation. And even for, especially for those who are teaching in public schools and who have students who don't have internet access, um, the public school teachers have to be very or extra heroic, no, to be able to, I don't know, even visit the school, the house where the student lives, and then just check on that student. So this is part of this collaboration that we have, no, with our parents. And another role, no, assess. Of course, after teaching, hindi naman natin iiwan na lang sa ere yung bata na turo lang tayo ng turo. We need to assess. So, we need to assess whether natutunan ba ng bata kung yung mga pinagsasasabi ko dun sa synchronous lecture ko. Baka hindi, no? So, we provide formative assessments, non-graded drills, homeworks, worksheets, activities via online means, or even pen and paper. And when we assess, we have to give timely feedback to students regarding their formative assessment performance. Kaya tayo nag-EFA, kaya tayo nag-formative assessment to make sure na ready yung bata for the graded assessment. So it's important na hindi lang check-checkan si FA para lang mabigyan ng score yung bata, but to analyze. I don't know how many of you, I hope that all of us here who are in this webinar are checking formative assessments, and after checking, we give feedback to the students. Saan sila nagkamali? Ano yung mali sa understanding nila? Nagre-reteach ba tayo after an FA? Nagre-reteach ba tayo for the SA? So yan ang importante. And of course, not just the formative assessment, but to provide also the graded assessments in the form of a written work or performance task. So, dalawang roles na tayo ng teacher: teach, assess, and the last, provide. So as teachers, what are we going to provide? We're distant from our students. These are the things that we can provide, and as part of this homeschool collaboration that we are trying to achieve: the social and emotional learning support. So we have, eto na lang yung time ng student to see the other classmates, to see other people. Otherwise, pag nasa bahay lang sila, they will not initiate to meet with other students, with their classmates. So ito yung mga synchronous classes na to, itong mga webinars na ganito, ito ang importante ngayon sa kanila. We give them that opportunity to see others and to talk to others. So important tong mga synchronous lessons na to. If kayang ibigay yung synchronous, bigay natin yung synchronous. And then we provide also reminders on what needs to be done or to be accomplished for the day and for the week. Ito, importante sa mga class advisors, no? That you have a schedule that you provide to your students para makita nila yung summary ng activities nila for the week. And advisors are also there to provide structure for his or her advisory class. O ngayon, advisory class, kita ko kayo ngayon. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin, ha? We will finish all the things that we need to do today. Ang synchronous lessons nyo ngayon ay sa English at saka sa Araling Panlipunan, etc., etc., etc. And more than anything, our students need most right now also our inspiration and moral support. We need to push them. Kasi yung internal motivation nila to study is still not as strong. We have to admit that. Only a few or half, a percentage of our students have internal motivation. Otherwise, the others have external motivation, which may not be nabawasan because of online, Dati, external motivation nila, papasok ako sa school para makita yung crush ko. Yun ang kanila motivation to go to school. No? But papasok ako sa school and then kasi wala akong choice. Ayan na yung school bus. Ayan na yung nanay ko. Dala na yung tatay ko, dala na yung tricycle. Sasakay na ako. Kailangan ko nang pumunta ng eskwelahan. So may ganon para mag-aral. No? In the classroom setting, ganon talaga yung mood. No? Para mag-aral. Pero sa bahay, ano bang mood natin sa bahay? 'Di ba? Mag-Netflix, manood ng TV, or matulog, 'di ba? Magpahinga, magluto. So mahirap. So as advisors, as teachers, we need to inspire them, give them that internal motivation, build that internal motivation so that the students want to learn even if it's online. And we have to dapat tayo ngayon, we ourselves should be convinced that online distance learning is a legitimate form of learning or teaching pedagogy. And this is just as effective, maybe not as effective, but learning can still happen with distance learning, with online learning. Kailangan solve tayo doon. Kailangan naniniwala tayo doon. So, tapos na tayo, no? It's teachers teach, assess, and provide. But for parents, meron ba silang teach, assess, provide? Meron din, pero yung assess, discipline. Diyan sila papasok. Kasi yan ang mahirap na ngayon sa atin as teachers. Wala nang school rules and regulations na tutulong sa pagdisiplina sa kanila. So diyan natin sila kailangan mag-collaborate. So in the teach and provide, we also collaborate. Pero on the role of the parents, disciplining is their role. Pero a note for the parents, especially those teachers here who are also parents, no? And hopefully there are also parents here who are not teachers who are also joining and then are just curious, no, ano ba talagang i-expect ko ngayon sa online learning. So let me address this slide for the parents. So parents, you have to manage your expectations because your day-to-day routine will definitely change. Hindi na siya yung dati. Yung nakagisnan natin. Kaya madali yung buhay natin before kasi na-establish na natin yung routine. Ngayon, yung routine na yon babaguhin. But once we establish that new routine, mahirap sa umpisa talaga magbago ng routine. Pero once we get ourselves into the routine, into the habit, before you know it, everything will be smooth. No? So don't expect that transitioning to online distance learning is easy. I have to give you that. No? It will change. Learning at home and learning in school are different. But it doesn't mean, sorry, typo, but it doesn't mean that we cannot forward your child's academic development just because they're learning at home. That's why we are here. We're still trying to do our role as teachers because we want this to happen, this forwarding of their educational goals and learning and development. And parents, you will have to start checking emails regularly, and you may also want to clean up that email notification badge. Kung meron kayong 1,412 na notification badge, it's high time na alisin na natin yon para pag may pumasok na message, kita agad natin, uy, may bagong message. Baka galing kay teacher ito. So, kailangan open ang communication lines natin. And first things first, linisin yung notification badge na yan sa mga email apps natin. Kasi dyan na tayo magko-communicate. And remember, parent-teacher partnership requires communication. And you will at times, ito, parents, no? You will at times serve as your primary school child's teacher. This is inevitable, especially sa mga primary school children who still find it difficult to learn independently. I think by history or by experience, or not history but experience, by experience, grade 4 students and above can already work independently. Turuan nyo lang sila kung paano mag-online, mag-join ng webinar ng teacher, yung synchronous lesson ni teacher. And that child can already do it on his or her own sa susunod na mga araw. No, just make sure that you also have house rules, no, regarding screen time. Later, I'll talk about screen time. So parents, these are the things that you already have to expect in this coming school year, especially for those who will do online. So now let's focus on the teach, discipline, and provide aspects of the parents' role in the distance learning. Those who are teachers here, it's still important that you are aware of the parents' role kasi ito yung gusto nyong i-transfer sa kanila or i-communicate with them because this is what we need to collaborate with the parents about. No? So ano yung expect natin? What do the parents teach their child or children? So for primary school parents, yes, accompany your child during synchronous lectures. Accompany lang. Pwede namang wala kayo sa video. Basta nandun lang kayo sa gilid, no, watching and then assisting your child kasi baka mamaya na-off niya yung webinar, so kailangan nandun kayo para i-join niyo ulit siya dun sa webinar, dun sa lecture. And you have to teach that's why, you have to teach your children how to join video conferences. That's basic. Or how to use the LMS, no, the learning management system that your school uses. Kung DepEd Commons ba yan, or whatever, or Google Classroom, kailangan maturuan natin sila. Naalala niyo yung video kanina, Dad, how do I use Google Classroom? At sabi lang nung dad, Google it, no? Malamang. Kasi yung mga bata rin ngayon, very strong ang wayfinding nila. So if we leave it to the students, I'm sure they'll also find a way to discover how to do things. And of course, if possible, and very ideal, not to tutor your child also in the lessons. Because the teacher's physical presence is not there. Hindi namin nakikita yung kada galaw ng bata, especially pag nagsasagot ng formative assessments. That's where we need you most, yung sa formative assessments. Just to make sure that they're answering the formative assessments. And of course, discipline, something very unique in the role of the parents. Ensure that your child follows a schedule to provide structure into his day. Keyword, parents, no? Structure. We need to create some structure for our students. It's also good for their mental health. So this is important. Part of the structure is developing study habits, removing any unnecessary distraction, if possible. No, wag masyadong maraming chichirya sa desk na malapit sa kanila. Alisin niya mga chichirya na yan. Ilayo ang remote ng TV. Kahit may TV na malapit, basta yung remote malayo, okay yan. No? So remove any unnecessary distraction. Yung laptop, yung mga iPad, mga cellphone, hindi natin maalis yan kasi necessary yan eh. If maging distraction man siya, wala tayong magagawa kasi it's a necessary tool nowadays. No? Parents, you have to remember this, no? Use positive reinforcement to develop good behavior. Tayo kasi since sa school, ayan yung pinoprovide namin lagi din, no? Yung positive reinforcement. We always praise the student. If they're doing well, naglalagay kami ng star stamp. No, parents, yung mga primary schoolers, bili na rin kayo ng mga pang-stamp nyo, ng mga star, ng mga smiley, para sa mga anak ninyo. Kasi ito yung mga ginagawa namin to encourage the students to learn, no? At ito, kayo na yung magagawa. So something that you have to invest maybe, no, in this online distance learning mode. And yon, yung positive reinforcement na kailangan nating gawin, no, to develop good behavior. Nakaparenthesis or negative kasi sana bawas-bawasan din natin yung mga negative. Although kung talagang hindi gumagana si positive, doon tayo gagamit ng mga negative reinforcement. Ano yung mga acceptable? Siyempre, walang physical harm, no? Yung mga negative reinforcement lang natin. Sige, 1 hour off sa screen time. Bawal TV. Mga ganyan. Bawal games. After mong gawin yung homework, akin na lahat ng cellphone mo. Yon, yung mga ganong negative reinforcement. And of course, schedule your child's screen time and off-screen time, including the time for quiet and reflection. Importante kasi yung quiet and reflection ngayon sa mga bata. Kasi kung lagi na lang sila nasa tapat ng screen nila, medyo mahirap yung reflection. Ang reflection na makikita na lang nila, yung selfie nila. So we want to provide also some level of reflection time for the students. And just a note on this screen time, kasi maraming mga concerned na parents, no, ayoko nang masyadong nasa iPad yung anak ko, nasa tablet, nasa computer, ba tong online learning na to? Puro na lang nasa harap ng monitor, no? Just to clarify, itong screen time is equivalent to the time one spends in front of a screen. And that even includes TV, not just the iPad, not just the laptop, not just the cell phone. But it includes TV time kasi monitor pa rin naman yung TV na yan, di ba? So what do the health studies say? Ang masama, it's not being exposed to the screen, but it's the amount of time that you spend on screen. It's the continuous screen time that is bad for the eyes. As well as reading books. No, pag straight ka rin nagbabasa ng libro, nagiging you also acquire some level of myopia. Nagiging nearsighted ka rin pag nagbabasa ka ng nagbabasa kasi ang lapit-lapit ng libro. So nagiging nearsighted ka. So same with the screen time. Dahil malapit yung screen natin sa mga mata natin, nagkakaroon din, ang tendency din is to develop some nearsightedness in the students. At isa pa, sabi ng mga health studies, yung pagkalagpas na ng sunset, yung screen time post-sunset affects one's circadian rhythm. Ano ba tong circadian rhythm na to? It's our body clock. Kasi at sunset, naglalabas tayo ng hormone na melatonin. Yung melatonin hormones natin, ang nagsasabi na it's almost time to rest, to sleep, no? So if we can minimize also the screen time, kung walang masyadong screen time yung bata post-sunset, better. So kaya yung iba siguro nasisira yung body clock, yung hindi mahirapang matulog kasi madalas tayo nasa cellphone natin. Minsan practice nyo rin to, not just for the kids, but for us. This whole screen time thing is not just for children, but for us also, for adults. If we can practice this, I think we will improve our sleeping time. And the last bullet point, what we all need to do, basically, is to set breaks in between these screen times to rest our eyes. 'Di ba? Meron tayong popular na advice before na pagka nagbabasa tayo, we have to rest our eyes. Ang gagawin daw ay titingin sa kulay green, sa mga green at titingin sa malayo. Basically, ganun din naman yon. Our off-screen time should be a time for us to look far beyond the screen, no? Farther than the screen, farther than the TV na nakalagay dyan sa living room natin. So, labas din tayo, tingin-tingin din tayo sa garden, tingin-tingin din tayo sa malayo, no? To the point na kakantahan ka ng kapatid mo na, malayo ang tingin. Pero hopefully, hindi duling. So, yun. Kailangan nating ipahinga ang ating mga mata. And that's part of the consistency. When we start disciplining, ito yung consistency part nung ating parent-teacher communication or partnership. Sorry. And the last, yung mga parents need to provide. And what do the parents need to provide? And this is very important because your kids are not anymore in school. So their learning environment is the home. So the parents have to provide a conducive learning environment within one's means, of course, no? And if you could just prepare a desk na malinis, yung malayo sa ref, malayo sa TV remote, kung pwede, gawin natin iyon. No? Let's provide sufficient and healthy meals for our children so that hindi na nila iisipin din na, oh my gosh, kailangan ko pang magluto. No? Kailangan ko pang maghugas ng pinggan. If we can spare, why not? No? But if we can just leave it to the dinner time washing of the dishes, gabi na lang sila, pero during the day, let's support our child in their education. And if possible, again, invest in connectivity at home. If dati nagko-commute kayo papunta sa trabaho, co-commute o nagda-drive ng kotse, yung nasi-save natin ngayon sa commute at sa gasolina, baka we can realign those expenses and invest in a better connectivity for our children, no? Upgrade ng mga plan natin, dating 999, ngayon 1299 naman, bakit hindi? para mas stable yung connection ng ating mga anak sa internet kasi medyo kailangan na siya ngayon. And tayo, mga teachers din, no? Since medyo nakalibre tayo ng commute, multiply nyo yung commute, yung pamasahin nyo per day, times 5, times 4, edi in a month, magkano yung na-save nyo? Kung dati, 150 a day yung commute nyo. 'Di ba? 150 times 5. Ayoko mag-compute. Kayo na lang. Mga ano ba yun? 750 a week times 4. Aba, malaki-laki din yan. Mga 3,000 pesos na commute. Imagine, kung yung 3,000 na yan, nasa internet plan. Wow, ang bilis niyan. 100 Mbps. Mataas pa sa akin ngayon. And if we can invest, parents, no, you can also invest in the learning devices. Ano ba itong mga learning devices na to? Mga iPad, saka laptop, no? Yung mga phone, mahirap mag-aral dyan. So we have to provide them with bigger screens, so to speak, para mas madaling makapag-aral. And I think na-mention na rin to earlier, encouragement and positive reinforcement for each time your child focuses on his or her schoolwork. So kailangan medyo may structure din tayo ngayon dyan, parents. And we have to be consistent. And you may consult your teachers, no, yung mga parents who are watching this presentation but are not teachers, consult the teachers. Teachers will freely give you ideas on how to positively reinforce your child's learning at home. And parents, begin and end the day with a check-in. Kasi hindi tayo makapag-travel, hindi tayo makapag-check-in na ngayon, ibang check-in ang gagawin natin. Yung pag-check-in kung kamustahan, no? O today, anak, ha, mayroon tayong lesson dito, ha. Ito yung schedule natin. Yung lunch mo nandito na, kunin mo lang sa ref, i-microwave mo na lang, etc., etc. And then sa gabi, anong gagawin? O kamusta anak? Ang mga nagawa ba natin, yung mga dapat nating gawin? Sige nga, checklist, check, check, check. So yan ang mga kailangan na nating gawin. No, especially for those who have work outside, no? Ito yung pwedeng gawin tong check-in na to. Kasi pag yung bata na nararamdaman niya na lagi siyang kinakamusta, may konting pressure din yan dun sa bata to study, to do something, to put some structure into his or her day. Yun yung importante ngayon. Yung structure na yan. Kasi dati pag iniwan nyo na sa school, automatic, school mode, right? Kaya ngayon, nasa bahay. Andyan lang yung TV. Andyan lang ang ref. Communication. So what do we communicate? We communicate with each other, yung home and the school, yung difficulties that the child and parents encounter in accomplishing the task. Yan ang kailangan naming malaman kasi wala tayong mga teachers, wala tayong contact with the students 5 times a week, no, and 1 hour a day. And we would appreciate if the parents would also give us good news about the child's progress. Kasi again, yan ang hindi natin nakikita na. And this sense of gratitude, no, teachers, we have to thank the parents because the parents are also becoming the secondary teacher, a structured teacher at home. And the parents also thank the teachers, no, na appreciate nila na ang hirap pala magturo ng anak, no? Yung ibang parents nga na mga naririnig ko are already clamoring for the schools to start already because they don't know already what to do with their children at home. So yun. And a message of support for each other. Both teachers and parents go through their own challenges of working from home. So communicate regularly, but not too often. Presentation, again, parent-teacher partnership, the 3 C's, collaboration, consistency, communication. Collaboration, we need to do our part, no? Do our roles in this online distance learning or mixed mode learning or whatever learning. Consistency in discipline, in the house rules that we create during synchronous classes, and communication. Constant communication, feedback to parents, and parents' feedback to teachers also. Actually, baka mas madalas na dapat yung parents yung nagpapatawag sa atin, no, to give us feedback ano yung nangyayari sa anak niya sa bahay. And I would like to end this with this very important quotation, my favorite quotation for this whole in the days, weeks, months that I've been trying to prepare this online distance learning. So let me read it for you. It is important to remember that there are positives to home based education. Quality education is not always structured, academic, or scholastic, and learning occurs in many different contexts. Home life can provide opportunities for students to engage with nature, bond with family, learn civic responsibility, and focus on social health. Galing na. This quotation really summarizes everything about online learning or home-based learning. That learning and quality education does not end or is not confined to the school. Structured learning can still be academic even at home. And if teachers, we can just create assessments, just want to focus on the last four items in that quote. If we have assessments to engage the students with nature, to encourage our students to bond with family, and assessments that we encourage our students to learn civic responsibility or digital citizenship, or make assessments, performance tasks that help our students focus on social health, I think we're good. No, we're on the right path towards teaching our students to become responsible citizens of this world. And here are my references. Para alam nyo na hindi ko naman inimbento tong mga to. May basihan tayo. Again, yung important na, maybe it's high time also to review that Batas Pambansa 232. Very good, no? That Education Act here. Very important. And always remember that this learning is really a partnership. Whether online pa to or nasa traditional classroom setting, education really is a partnership between teachers and parents. That's why we have to communicate with our parents all the time.